Hello pilots and ground crew, welcome back to my channel. Real quick, I've been asked again, must have said this about 5 times now, why do I say pilots and ground crew? Well, I class the ground crew of people that don't fly RC models but enjoy watching flight videos and stuff, right? So there's the ground crew, again. I hope I don't have to say this again, you know, you lot. Anyhow, let's start again. Hello pilots and ground crew, welcome back to my channel. Right, a few weeks ago I built a little FPV backpack. I'll leave a link here if you want to watch that video. And all it was Runcam Split 2 with the AKK Ultimate VTX on it, so I could mount it on my planes and fly FPV. Simple as. Well, if you've been watching my videos, you'll know I had a big crash, smashed my plane up to pieces, tried to rebuild it. Couldn't get the CG, too much carbon fibre in the nose, it won't fly, crashed it again after the paint job. Oh, bloody nightmare. But anyway, in the original video I actually said it's not the VTX's fault, it wasn't the split fault, it was my fault because I'd flown behind trees. Well, anyhow, the bottom line is I found out it's nothing to do with that. It wasn't my fault, it was the Runcam Split 2. Right, I did mention this in another video, right? But the Runcam Split 2, I won't touch them now. I've got bloody 3 upstairs, right? And I'm keeping them, but there's no way I'm using them. Right? They'd be perfect for maybe on a car or a truck or something. Right? But there's no way I'm putting them on another model. That's it. Right? No way at all. Because the screen every now and again goes blank. Now the worst thing about this is Runcam knows this. They know it. Right, I wrote off to him, another bloke, I won't say his name, right, but he had the same problem. You'll find it in one of the comments he left, so I suppose he wouldn't mind, but just in case. But he had the problem, the screen going blank while he was flying, and Runcam know about the problem. And that's the worst thing, they're just saying, oh, change your ribbon cable and this sort of stuff, but it's too late. I mean, for me it's too late. I've lost my Freewing Pandora. It got smashed to bits. Yeah, I rebuilt it, but it's got smashed again, right? Because of all the extra weight that's got added with the glue and the tape and the carbon fibre rods I've added, it won't fly anymore. It might fly again. I'm going to have a good look at it over winter, but we'll see what happens about that. But it all comes down to the Runcam Split freezing in mid-air basically and going blank, right? Like I say, Runcam know about this problem, so I'm a little bit annoyed, right? But obviously if I turn around to Runcam and say you owe me a new plane, they're going to say, well look, well, we tell people about the problem so you take it at your own risk. So I'll probably be stuffed if I say that. So anyway, getting back to today's video, and I'm not completely knocking Runcam because you're about to see something else from Runcam. They make some brilliant cameras and stuff. I love the Runcam cameras and stuff like that, but as for the Runcam splits now, I've heard the Runcam Mini, which I don't own, is meant to be pretty damn good actually. Right? I may get one of them in the future for my 3-inch. But anyway, so I'm not knocking Runcam, I'm just saying I'm knocking the Runcam Split, right, and the Split 2. But anyway, getting back to today's video, because of the problems I've had, right, I don't want to use that backpack with the Runcam Split 2 and everything, right, on another plane, right, for obvious reasons, right. So I'm building another one, and this is going to be a quick look at what I'm putting on and then a jump shot to it finished. I'm not going to drag it out too long, alright. Okay then, let's get down to the bench and using some different components and different way of doing it in a way. Okay then, pilots and ground crew, to the bench. Right then pilots, I'm going to be using what I was using before, the AKK Ultimate. I have done reviews on this, so I'll leave links in the description, because like I said, I'm keeping this video a bit shorter. The reason why I'm using this is though because like I said, this is going on my plane and it's a 1.2 watt 1.2 watt, that's right, 1200 milliwatts. So that's why I'm using the AKK on this one. right, or still using, because this is bloody good VTX in my opinion, and because it has an MMCX connector on, I'm going to be using the LUMENIER AX2, right, by LUMENIER, right, because that has the old MMCX connector on. So let's be honest, these antennas are bloody good. I've already done a review of this as well, as have many other people, right, bloody good antennas. Now I said to you, I'll just show you this, I've made a new mounting bracket. It's not finished yet, right, because I've got the mounting bracket for the VTX, which I'm going to soft mount. This is obviously for the antenna to go on, that goes without saying, right, and the camera to go out the front, right. That's just a new mounting bracket I've made, but it's not finished yet because I need to put some more smaller holes in. Now, I mentioned I was going to still be using a Runcam object device, shall we say. Well, it's the Runcam Mini FPV DVR. These came out a couple of months ago, I think it was. And, well, from what I've seen, obviously I have not used this yet. I haven't finished building the bloody thing. But from what I've seen, right, Andy RC, right, he did a review on this and he was well impressed. He thought it was bloody great. And it's as simple as, right, you wire your camera to one end and you wire either your flight control board if you was putting this in a quad or something, or wire it directly to your VTX. Because me, it'll just be camera, VTX. Don't need a flight control board or out like that, because this is going on the backpack, which is to sit on the plane. So don't need flight control board or anything. It's only tiny. It's only it's for mini quads and stuff. You can put this in a 250 size quad if you want. You can put it in anything you want. Hell, I'm putting it for a plane. But like I say, they're designed for like your 3-inch size quads and stuff like that. But you can use it for anything. Now, how does it work? Well, it's a DVR, but with a difference, right? Where you would get your normal DVR footage straight from your goggles, where you get a big gap of breakup and everything, this, you put your SD card in here, right, it has a cover and you get some wires and some cables and some bits and pieces, right, and some little standoffs for it and everything. I'm not going to open that, it's just silicone wire standoffs and stuff. But yeah, you simply wire it up to your camera and it records straight from your camera to the SD card. There's no signal that goes back to your goggles to pick up the DVR footage where you get a lot of breakup. So the way it looks, and I say looks, like I say, I haven't used it, but on YouTube, Andy RC and a few other people, right, not many because it hasn't been out long, right, are very impressed with it. Because it's recording the image you would normally see through your goggles, it's recorded straight to the DVR. Well, the DVR records it straight to the SD card, right? It has 5 volts out and 5 volts in. Very important. Don't try powering this with frigging 20 odd volts or you'll blow the thing, right? So make sure when you power it, you only power it with 5 volts. That's why luckily the AKK FX2-ultimate has a 5 volt output. So I'm going to wire this directly to the DVR, the little Runcam DVR. But yeah, so that is what's going to record my flight images. And like I say, it looks pretty damn good on the videos I've seen. I will also leave a link to Andy RC, right, where he's done a review of this, a full review, right, because like I said, this isn't a review, right, this is just telling you quickly what I'm doing to make my new FPV backpack for my planes, right, and getting down to the camera, because obviously I was using the Runcam Split before, which is built-in camera. I've gone for the Foxeer Mini this time. Right, and I say this time because I use a lot of Foxeer FPV cameras. I think Foxeer is pretty damn good when it comes to FPV cameras. I also like the Runcam and stuff like that, but I think like the Runcam Eagle, right, I love the Runcam Eagle. I think it is an amazing. the V2, well the V1 and the V2, I think they're amazing FPV cameras, the Runcam Eagle. But also the Foxeers have bloody good cameras as well, in my opinion. Well, this one has a built-in on-screen display, so I can have my battery voltage up and I can have my timer up without having a flight control board and going into beta flight and setting it. Don't need to do that at all. Like, I'm not going to open this either. You just get your standoffs, you get a bracket for it. With it being a mini, obviously you can put this straight into your 3-inch quads as it is, but if you want to put it into a bigger quad, you have your brackets and everything, so that's great as well. But I'm not going to open everything up and do reviews and stuff like that. This isn't what this video's about. So I just wanted to show you everything I'm putting on this backpack. So let's do a jump shot now and show you it fully and utterly complete. In 3, 2, 1. There you go then, pilots. All set up, all done, but unfortunately, as you will all know, the weather is taking a turn for the worst, so I won't be getting out flying today. I've had a turn done and done a little shot out the window, which I'll put up in the corner at some point in the video, just so you can just see it running. There is a downside to that Runcam mini board which I've got in there, which is a tight fit. When you've powered it up, the second you power up, she starts recording, right? But if you stop and unplug your LiPo, you'll lose your recording. What you need to do is that little button in there, right? Hope you can see that, but that little button in there on the board, because that's the DVR, Runcam DVR in there, under there I should say. You have to press the button once to stop recording, and then you can unplug your LiPo. And when you plug another LiPo in, it starts recording straight away again. Not a big deal, but it's just something you must remember. It was quite a tight build as well, because I've got a small little micro board underneath a full size board. The SD card is here, and when I need to take the SD card out, there's a little metal clip you lift up, and it's a bit awkward getting your fingers in. It is doable, but it's just a bit tight. I could have made this a bit higher up, but I didn't want to mess about. And there you go then. Oh, one more thing I'll remind pilots about. This particular flight board, which is a bloody good one, has a downside, right? The AKK F2-ultimate. It does have a downside. Where you would put your locking nuts on here, the components are very, very, very tight to where you'd put your nuts on. The first one of these I put my nut on, snapped off one of the components, it was knackered. Right, so what I have done, I'll leave a link in the description to that particular video in case you want to watch it, or I'll pop it up in the top left corner if I remember. Yeah, so I've just put a blob of hot glue on each corner. Don't worry about the hot glue melting, because yes, this board gets hot, but at the same time when you're flying you've got the wind blowing against it, right, to keep it cool, so the hot glue isn't going to melt. And that's it then really, pilots. There's not... Oh, one thing I will tell you in case you didn't know, I'll just zoom out a little bit. For powering it, it's got a little JST, little pigtail coming off it, and I have made a little JST, wrong side, little JST adapter to plug into it. Don't forget this is going in a plane, so I need plenty of cable, so a little JST adapter just to plug straight into there. And on this side, in case you didn't know, your actual LiPos, where you get your balance charge lead, right, you can use these for running things. You can connect some LSDs on, LSDs, a lot of people are going back to the 60s then. No, LEDs, you can plug LDEs into these or whatever. Right, but I've just made a little JST connector just to plug in. If you're going to do this, make sure you've got your red and your black, and if you're making one of these, make sure your polarity is right, so when you do plug it in, the red goes to the red and the black goes to the black. Right, and it'll run off one cell of the battery. Well, a minute part of the cell, but so don't worry about it burning out your battery and losing. You won't even notice it on your quad or anything if you've got some lights running off it or out. But yeah, there you go then, pilots. She's all set up, she's all ready to go, and can't wait to get her on a plane and give her a nice flight. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you next time. If you like, subscribe, go on, you know you want to, leave thumbs up. Right then, cheers, and I will catch you next time.